Well, thank you very much, Deputy Prime Minister, for that speech with so much detail in it. We have about 15 questions at least from the journalists here. We've only got less than half an hour, so we're hoping to move quickly through them. I'll start the questions with one that touches on some of the theme there at the end of your remarks about what's being done today, because my question is about speed. You've been in office for about 2 years. The general purpose frigates are yet to be chosen. You've had the Defence Strategic Review, you've had a review after that, and subsequent work. You've got 4 options. Is that an example of Defence being too slow at actually making commitments and getting things moving? When can we expect the general purpose frigates in the water?
Thank you for that question. I mean, in respect to the general purpose frigates specifically, we will have the first of those in the water in this decade. And we have brought forward the acquisition of them, and the means by which we have done that is by making clear that we will purchase or procure the first of those through an overseas build of an existing frigate which is in service right now. I mean, that represents one of the preconditions of the tender that we will operate. And what we are seeking is, in doing that, to acquire for our Navy a capability which is the minimum viable capability in order to perform the task that we seek. And minimum viable capability, which is a really important philosophy that was expounded in the Defence Strategic Review, is utterly central to getting new platforms into service quicker. I mean, it is right to say that we have to speed up defence processes. We need to make sure that we get the cutting-edge technology and the cutting-edge platforms into service more quickly, and that is why we are making the decisions that we've made around that procurement more general, about that procurement specifically. More generally, I think the point that I'd want to make is this. We've tried to describe it in terms of what our strategic challenge is. You know, we have commentators out there who would talk about our Defence Force needing to acquire everything yesterday in case of the worst case contingency that might be experienced in terms of great power contests in the next few years. I mean, obviously, if one spends 10 seconds thinking about this, as a medium power, we are never going to bring to bear the kind of military capability that exists in the United States or China. Now, our strategic challenge is not trying to be a peer of the United States or China. The strategic problem that we are trying to meet, that we are trying to solve, is making sure that in a much less certain world in the future, we are able to resist coercion and maintain Australia's way of life. That is the strategic cat that we are trying to skin. And what that means is that our focus is on making sure that we are bringing to bear the kind of capabilities that will enable us to do that in a decade from now and beyond. That is the challenge that we face, and that is the challenge that we're meeting.